Imagine meeting someone at work and thinking you finally found a friend, only to discover that they're quietly working against you. That's what happened to me. But instead of blowing up, I stayed quiet, bided my time, and let karma do the heavy lifting. If you ever want to see justice delivered to someone who crossed the line, hit that like button and subscribe. Today's story is one of the most quietly savage office karma tales you'll hear, and it all unfolded right here in Chicago. I'd been with Windcrest Staffing for about 2 years when they assigned me to Nexus Logistics, a shipping company in the West Loop. At 27, I was still figuring myself out, eager to please, and grateful to have coworkers who treated me like a kid brother. They taught me the ropes, invited me to lunch, and made the demanding workload feel manageable. Then the pandemic hit. Overnight, we were all working from home. Zoom calls blurred together with lukewarm coffee, and my relationship ended. Apart from my mom's nightly check-ins, my social life evaporated. That's when I started chatting with Mark. He was in his early 40s, salt and pepper hair, the kind of guy who usually kept to himself. A quick message about a work ticket turned into daily chats about basketball, bad movies, and dating. Some of his jokes fell a little off, but I chalked it up to a generation gap. I honestly thought he was mentoring me. When the office reopened, Nexus downsized. My contract was moved to Brightcore Analytics, neon walls, kombucha on tap, Gen Z employees in hoodies and tattoos. Mark landed there too. For the first time, I wasn't the youngest. Suddenly Mark looked like the outsider. Our new team lead, Rachel Owens, was calm, patient, mid-30s. She paired Mark and me on project at first, and that's when his real personality came out. He flirted with every woman, asked invasive questions, and bragged about supposed conquests. People either laughed nervously or avoided him. Reporting him felt risky, because most of us were new and didn't want to lose our jobs. Then he turned his comments on me. "Still single, huh? With that skin, you should be in high school." Each jab felt like a punch in the gut. I started dreading our meetings. 2 moments pushed me over the edge. One lunch break, a colleague from another division, Julian, confided that Mark had been sending him gross messages. He showed me screenshots and begged me to keep it quiet. I promised I would. Then, during a meeting, Mark made a public joke about me, basically promising he'd keep harassing me until I quit. My hands shook under the table. That was the moment I stopped feeling ashamed and started planning. I quietly told a few trusted coworkers what I knew without exposing Julian. Word spread fast. People stopped giving Mark attention. He brought pizza for his birthday. Everyone thanked him politely and went back to work. A week later, the team surprised me with a cake. I caught the flash of jealousy in Mark's eyes. Desperate, he asked Rachel for a night shift assignment, and she approved it. I barely saw him after that, but something felt off. Our security policy required physical presence for certain night tasks. Yet when I arrived in the mornings, the night crew was leaving without Mark. I tested my hunch with a casual comment about his late nights. He went pale and stammered, "Who told you that?" I just smiled and said Rachel was very detail-oriented. Then fate handed me the perfect moment. One Thursday, a system error hit Brightcore's dashboard while I was working with Rachel's fiancé, Jonathan, in IT. When I flagged it, Rachel checked the logs. The irregularities in Mark's account practically screamed at her. I stayed professional, just suggested she double-check. She did, and the pieces clicked. Rachel, who's normally composed, went from puzzled to furious. Jonathan backed her up. She confronted Mark. I only caught fragments of the conversation, but it was clear she was demanding proof of his presence during night shifts. He had none. Later, when she called him at 1 a.m., he claimed he'd left sick. She marked him absent. Word spread like wildfire. Within days, Mark resigned. No reference, no severance, just gone. My division eventually downsized too, but Rachel wrote me a glowing recommendation, and I moved on to another team. Every now and then I hear about Mark popping up somewhere else, but I feel no guilt. Watching his social power crumble was satisfying. But seeing his night shift scam exposed, knowing he'd underestimated the quiet kid he used to mock, that was pure justice. Sometimes karma isn't mystical. It's just the truth catching up with someone who thought they were untouchable. And the sweetest revenge isn't loud. It's watching people face the consequences of their own choices. If this story gave you chills, hit like, drop a comment with your most satisfying revenge moment, and subscribe for more tales of workplace karma and real-life payback.